For the past 2 weeks, I was doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing. I fell off on self improvement. I started procrastinating on assignments, waiting till the very last day they were due, wasting time fooling around, spending double the time I usually spend on my phone, and getting like bad quality sleep. Usually I'd get 8 hours sleep, 7.5 at minimum, and I started getting like 6.5, 7 hours. What happened? I thought I was on self improvement. Now, this is a self improvement phenomenon called getting in a rut. So, in simple terms, on self improvement, your progress doesn't just go like in a straight line. Nothing really goes in a straight line. Self improvement is more of this line of ups and downs. And what happened is I got into something called a rut. A rut is this period this period in self improvement where you're still going up, maybe even a bit down. But like even though generally you're going up, you get into periods of this like these couple days, couple weeks, maybe even a month or two, where you kind of screw up on self improvement and you start getting uh, back to doing the old habits. Now, later in the video, I'll tell you how you can quickly get out of the rut so you can make as much progress as you can on self improvement quickly. Ruts, ruts vary in like strength, size. Like, for example, you can just have like a 2 day, 3 day rut where you just kind of fell off on some tasks, or you can have a complete rut where you just feels like everything you've been doing good in the past few months on self improvement you stopped doing. And ruts are completely normal in self improvement. I've been on self improvement for over a month, and I'm gonna tell you, with full honesty, I've gotten into multiple months of ruts. If it wasn't for these, I would have made progress so much faster. But here's the thing, no one's perfect, so like, of course you're gonna fall into ruts. Of course there's gonna be like periods where you feel like bad, particularly bad. But what really matters is that you stick to self improvement. Just because you get into a rut doesn't mean you stop doing self improvement. That's not how it works. Do you agree with me that once you've already started self improvement, so will you be on self improvement forever? Hopefully, the answer is yes, because like, there's no point in time when you want to stop improving your life, stop improving yourself. This is like a lifelong journey. So like, you start self improvement age 13, 14, 15, and you stay on self improvement for the rest of your life. Because why would you want to stop? Now, like, it may be very tempting to like give up on self improvement when you're in a bad rut, because it feels like it's not worth it. Everything feels much harder. But I want to tell you that even while you're in a rut, you're still making more progress than most people are in their good days. So imagine you in your good state. You wake up and take kind of a cold shower. You wake up like early so you can catch your bus and not be late, not be one of those people running to catch your bus. Then you do well in school, you try hard, you do your assignments, then you come back home and you try to be productive. You eat a healthy lunch and a healthy dinner. You do your homework. See, the homework that's due 3 days from now, you do today so you don't have to do it later. You don't procrastinate on it. And you sleep on time. And you do some of those good habits, journaling, meditation, whatever, and also working out. Now, when you get into a rut, let's say you skip your cold shower, you skip meditation, and you also skip your workout and kind of procrastinate. That's still better than like 80% of the people. Because even if you did only have those habits, let's say you only like completed schoolwork, slept on time, and still spend like an hour like watching like good videos like this, not just entertainment videos you actually learn like on how to improve your life. That's still better than 80% of people. Think about it. When you're in a rut, you're still better than 80% of the people. And when you're not in a rut, when you're in this good state, when you're like, so imagine this chart again of self-improvement progress. It goes ups and downs. You're still like, when you're in that good state, you're making so much progress faster than like 95% of people. Because like most people don't have desire to improve themselves that much. Like they just do like the bare minimum to be considered normal. They only get good grades in school so they can be normal, so their parents can feel alright about them, so their friends can be feeling alright about them. But like, you on self improvement feel like that's not enough. Like no one's making you go to the gym. You just have to be like not skinny. You just have to gain like a few pounds of muscle and you're good. But you're pushing yourself to go beyond that, to not just look okay, to kind of decent, but to be jacked, to be aesthetic. And that's like the difference in self improvement. And one more thing about this chart. This chart isn't really linear. So let's say here's you and here's your friend before you started self improvement. You're like on the same level. But as time went on, your friend, as most people do, he probably doesn't do that many good habits. He plays video games, he stays up late, he procrastinates his homework, gets bad grades in school. His like progress in just life is kind of dwindling or just staying the same. Or you on self improvement, you're growing. And here's the thing about this growth. It's compound growth. So compound growth, you might have heard about it from compound interest. For example, if you have 100% interest on a stock, you have or some bond or investment, whatever. You put in $100 the first year, you make $100 because it's 100% return. And next year you make $200, so now you have $400 because you made a 100% return on that $200 that you've already made in year one. So your progress not just goes like in a line like this, but it actually goes like this exponential graph, if you know what I mean. Like, it goes like this through the roof. And this because like the more good habits you do, the more likely you are to do more good habits. And like for example in meditation, when you first start meditating, your progress is like this, but as you continue, it just gets more and more and more and more. Now, let me tell you a story about one of my ruts and how I got out of it. And one more thing also. So it was like around Thanksgiving, I remember. I got into this rut and I actually started playing video games. I think I only play like 1 or 2 hours a day. But here's the thing, for most people, that's actually great. Most people on normal days spend like 2, 3, 4 hours playing video games on school nights, and I on a vacation, on a break, spend 1 to 2 hours a day playing video games. For a normal person, that would be great, but for me, it wasn't good because usually I spend 0 hours a day playing video games. So as you get deeper and deeper in self improvement, as you get better and better in self improvement, you start to notice that when you do fall off, you fall off not that bad compared to your previous self, to normal people standards. When you are in a rut and you only do half of your good habits, you still are doing much better because like normal people are literally doing bad habits that are harming themselves. Like literally staying up late is bad for your health, and people do that voluntarily. People are harming their health voluntarily, but you're better than that. And this is one of the views because I realized like how amazing it is that my bad times were other people's like good times, like what they wanted to be. Like regular people who are wanting to quit video games would be happy with only playing 1 to 2 hours of video games a day. Now, how did I get out of this rut? Well, there is no magic trick. You just have to do it. And what's so hard about getting out of the rut is how you have this negative momentum accumulated. You feel bad, you feel extra bad because of the guilt. You feel more bad because you stayed up late, you did those bad things, and it's hard to pick yourself up. But here's the thing: once you do pick yourself up and get into one of those states of like good growth, you are gonna go so much faster, and it's gonna be less hard. Like at first, in your first day of getting out of a rut, it's like it feels like impossible because like if you haven't, for example, worked out in a while, that first workout, because you haven't worked out in a week, it's gonna feel kind of hard. But then next workout after that feels less hard because you already did one. There's no easy solution, you just have to do it. And before, actually, the first step I should have said is how before you fix a rut, you must first realize you have a rut. You are in a rut. It's like you don't realize you're in a rut until like some time has passed. Like at first, it starts off with, oh, I'm just gonna skip this thing. Oh, I'm just gonna stay up like watching this YouTube video for 30 minutes, and like those effects compound, and then one day it just hits you, wait, what? Why have I procrastinated on that big homework project, and now I have to do this all tonight, and it's due tomorrow morning. I hope this video helped you on like your self-improvement and this debunk the myth of self-improvement, of how like self-improvement isn't linear progress. It's not just this line straight up. It has bumps, and also not only that, it's kind of exponential. So like let's say you start off here, you go up, and even when you are in a rut at a certain point in self-improvement, you're still making progress, much more progress than most people. Because keep in mind, most people aren't on self-improvement. Most people are not productive at all. They barely do anything productive. They just do the minimum to fit in to like society, to not feel bad, bro. And you have to take action on this. I For a long time, I didn't take action on self-improvement when I first started off. So I hope you actually use this video in your life and not just use it to like for entertainment. Otherwise, that would be a waste of time and would be considered bad habit. You have to do what you don't feel like doing. Comfort is the killer of man.